Hello folks, Sam Owens here with something I'm going to put some light on the subject, and that is a high-powered flashlight for camping, carrying in the car for emergencies, you name it. This product is going to serve you well, I'm sure. One of the big features that I haven't seen before is 180,000 lumens at the maximum power. That is an awesome amount of power. Here's some of the things that you can do with it. Night walking, patrols, camping. This is a view. Up to the right, I'm going to have all kinds of technical things about the flashlight, and also other things that will be of interest to see the specifications. I'm going to spend the time showing you the product and how to operate it. I may not have packed it exactly. You know, anytime you take something out of a box and if you don't get it back the way they put it, there's a little problem. Okay, that's the way it's packed in there. This is the flashlight. This is the instruction manual, which will give you all the operation functions. Now, this is a pretty good sized battery, and you're going to find this has a special feature for additional power. If you run out of power with this, it's hard to go down to some place and get another battery like this. I'm sure they're available, but we have a way of adding another type of battery power, and here is the charger, and there is a lanyard, and you can pull this down and unweave it and have a longer one, maybe hang it around your neck or something like that. And now we're going to examine the light. First, it's waterproof. Everything is pretty well sealed up, and it's strong, very strong. And one thing I like is the focus is very smooth. Some I have found that it's kind of resistive, and it's very hard to operate. This is very easy to operate. Also, these are your controls. This is your power for the light, and this is your different features. Like there's SOS, you can have a strobe, and a flash. So these will run through the features. You have two buttons. I like that because some you have to run through SOS and all of that to get to the different power levels of the light. So this one you can adjust just the light beam intensity with this one light. Okay, now let's go to the back side. This is where you would attach your tether here. I kind of like the idea of also a carabiner. You could put this on and attach it to your belt. So that little ring is going to be helpful. Okay, let's get to the battery source right here. But unscrew this. And this is the auxiliary battery adapter. And what you can do is, if you're out camping and this goes out, you can convert to AAA batteries. You put AAA batteries in here, and like this, and then you just slide it into your little adapter here, which holds everything in place, and then you can slide this in. But I'm going to use this right now. This one's totally charged up, and you can tell the positive from the negative, and then the spring always goes against a negative. Okay, so we put this around, and it's fine threads, so you have to kind of catch them just right. Then screw her down tight, because that's going to seal against water and everything. First thing you do when you get anything with a battery in it is you need to charge it up. You do get a charger here. cord. You don't get a charger. I have one right here, and I'm going to put that right there. Because this is waterproof, there's a sealed cover over the USB port. So you pull this out, and if you'll notice, there's two USBs. One will supply power to your cell phone. If you're low on cell phone and you're out hiking, plug it in there, and this will charge that cell phone for that emergency charge, and it'll get you in communication. So that's a good feature to have. But to charge her up, this is a type C plug. You plug it in there, and you plug this in, and if you look, it's red. I've used it a little bit to test after I charged it, so it'll turn green when it's fully charged. So we've got enough charge to do a demonstration on the flashlight, which is the next thing I'm going to do. So I will unplug her for right now, and that will be okay. And always plug this back in, and then it'll handle rain and what have you. Now I'm going to turn this on. What I'm going to do is just turn the light brightness on right there, and if you'll notice, this is the high intensity. Now it turns green. When I press it again, it goes down to the next intensity. Again, a little lower intensity, and then off. So there's 3 intensities of light, and what you might want to do to conserve energy of the battery while you're out walking, hiking at night, or what have you, you go to the lower setting. If you want to really see something good, you go to the highest settings for quick applications. Don't just do the hiking on full if you don't need it. So that's a real good feature. Now here are the different modes of operation here. You turn that on, that's bright, and you can focus down. Now I hit it again, and now you got a strobe in case you need to get attention. One more click, and that's SOS, which would mean that you're in danger, and most everyone knows SOS is the danger signal. And then you push it one more and it goes out. So you see they separated the light features from the intensity. Right here is just intensity of 3 levels, and you may want that most of the time and only use this when you have an emergency condition. Okay, now let's go to our other battery source. Let's say we're out hiking and we've completely discharged this battery, and we want to get home. You have this in your backpack or what have you, and you stick this in. This end is a little spring-loaded tab, and this is the negative, so that's positive. It goes in there like that, and then you take the spring end and you line up the threads, and then there. Now we can get home. I'm going to turn the power on, and look at there, same brightness, because this combination of batteries supplies the same power that this does, and you get the same brightness. Let's go outside and take a look at how this does in the darkness. So I'm gonna take you outside. Folks, it's pretty dark out here. Now let me see if we can turn our light on. Right there. And you can see the trees, and I can bring the spot down if I need to look. So if I don't need all that brightness, I can go down, and this would be good for walking. In other words, I can walk. And see, you can see me okay at that low intensity, and now you can see that there's a green light right there. This is the mode switch that I showed you right here, and it's signified by these bars, and there's 3 levels. That's your high intensity light. and then your strobe, your SOS, and off. And everything goes off, and if I push the power button, it goes on. Okay, one thing that I see is that with the power off, it's a little trouble finding the light in the dark, so you're going to have to orientate as to where the light switch is. Okay, that was in the dark, and I did discover one thing right off the bat is when you're out in the dark and this flashlight is not turned on, you need to be able to, with the feel of your hand, find the power switch. If you'll feel, there's a little tab on the place where you charge, where the USB port is. It's flat, and you can feel that tab. Turn it completely around, and then there is your power switch. If you'll notice, the power switch is on a flat area, so this would be important to get this information down so you can pick this up and feel. Like I've got my eyes shut, I can feel that little tab right there. I know to turn it around, and this flat side, the bottom is the power button, and I can turn it on and get full. By pulling it all the way back, you get the widest angle. And go down, and that's the lowest intensity. That will save your battery. Okay, and then one more. And then after a few seconds, the whole thing will go off. You don't have to do anything, see? Okay. So that is pretty much it, and we're running on the auxiliary AAA power supply that I showed you, for a backup. I would think you'd want to use this most all the time, but this will be a real good backup, and you can have a good supply of batteries to keep you going. Okay, folks, I think it's a good product, and it's going to serve well. I'll probably put it in my car, but when I go camping, it's definitely going with me. 180,000 lumen. Oh, that is going to be great. Okay, I like high power lights. All right, I want to thank you very much for watching my video.